Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to Snowwatch. So we've got bitterly cold air in from the east at the moment. It's been dragging in a lot of cloud, and that cloud will be producing little bits and pieces of snow, I think, over the next 24 hours. Nothing particularly significant, but there'll be snow in the wind. And let's go through into Saturday. You might get a more general disturbance coming in off the north sea. That's really the focus for potential wintry conditions on Saturday. But I don't think they're going to amount to too much, really. But here and there might be a bit of a dusting of snow, especially early on Saturday morning. But I'll talk you through everything that's going on in a second. Before I get on with that, just to say about the ads. Since articles on the page, you can have a browse, visit, click through links, helping us to page website. Thanks very much for doing that. So this is the facts chart from the UK Met Office for midday tomorrow. This is the human interpretation of models by the forecasters at Met Office. Big area of high pressure over Scandinavia, bringing in an easy wind. If you follow the ice bars back, the winds are going back into Russia. So it's cold wind from the east that's coming across Europe and into the UK as well tomorrow. There's a little warm front there in the North Sea that could just produce a few more snow flurries tomorrow afternoon. This takes us through into midnight on Saturday. Again, we're in that easterly wind. Again, a couple of little disturbances, a convergence line there, a little trough there, a little occlusion coming out of the North Sea, heading into eastern coastal counties, potentially on Saturday. This is midday Saturday. Again, still in that east to northeasterly wind. It's beginning to freshen a bit, that wind, so it's going to be very cold on Saturday, certainly feeling bitter. And again, a little occlusion there in the North Sea could just pep things up a bit through, of course, Saturday in terms of those showers. And this is how we go into midnight on Sunday. Still looking cold, although the 528 line, which is this line just here, which is the cold air, that is reducing a little bit as we go through into sunny, so maybe a little bit less cold on sunny, but conversely the winds will be even stronger on sunny, so it really will feel very bitter. So yeah, nothing overly dramatic taking place, but these easterly winds are quite sustained. They are cold and they could produce some wintry conditions. We're not talking about severe snow, big snow events, anything like that, but there could be some snow around, especially over high ground. This is how the GFS is seeing things. Again, this is for midday tomorrow with that direct hit from the east coming across the country with the Scandinavian high up there over Scandinavia, of course, bringing in those easterly winds. Now, as we run through, we can see that with the upper air temperatures, right, it's going to be a very cold day, -10 isotherms across the country, so temperatures are really going to be struggling to get above freezing, I would have thought, across many particularly central, northern, eastern parts of the country tomorrow. Those cold upper air temperatures continue into the early hours of Saturday, and also during the course of Saturday we've got this strengthening east to northeasterly wind that will be dragging in a lot of cloud and maybe a little bit of a disturbance off the North Sea. Upper air temperatures still look very cold on Saturday. So we've got the risk of the snow showers running down the east coast, or snow flurries really running down the east coast overnight tonight, and then into tomorrow could become more widespread. Almost anywhere could see some flakes of snow through the course of tomorrow. Again, not going to amount to very much, I don't think, but will be notable. There's a few flakes blowing around in the wind. Those snow flurries ease off as we go through into the early hours of Saturday, but you notice these brighter, or I should say deeper blue colours coming through the North Sea. That's just that disturbance that's heading through the North Sea for Saturday. And you see it by 6 o'clock in the morning, that's starting to push in across the east side, moving down towards Lincolnshire and possibly Yorkshire as well. And then through Saturday morning, that gets a little bit more widespread, so many eastern parts at risk of some snow showers, also pushing down in towards the Midlands as well. Those blue colours are there, indicating more heavier precipitation during the course of Saturday morning, and then that all starts to push westwards through the course of Saturday afternoon and into Saturday evening. Now we've got a bit of a problem on Saturday in that this disturbance is going to be bringing in some slightly modified, less cold air off the North Sea. So these are the dew points, and this is a reflection of the surface temperature. When the dew point is at or below freezing, it will always snow, but when the dew point is above freezing, it will usually rain. You see, I've got a bit of a suggestion of a wintry mix there. Some places are below freezing with dew points, other places are just slightly above freezing, indicating maybe precipitation intensity could be key on Saturday. If the precipitation comes through quite heavy, then that will be enough to cool the atmosphere, enough to bring that dew point back down below freezing. But if it's just light precipitation, it might be sort of a sleety, wintry type mix more than anything definitively snowy. And that would be particularly likely close towards the east coast, of course. These are the temperatures for Saturday, and it's going to be a cold day. Temperatures around 2 to 4 degrees at best. But again, perhaps particularly eastern areas, just a little bit on the warmer side of marginal. So maybe for eastern coastal counties particularly, there'll be more of a risk of rain, sleet, wintry mix as opposed to anything definitively wintry. Let's have a look at the precipitation type forecast from weatheroutlook.com based on the GFS. So this is for midnight tonight. Snow flurries down the east coast, otherwise a lot of dry weather. Those snow flurries a little bit further inland as we go through into 6 o'clock in the morning. Something coming through Lincolnshire perhaps there, and also coming down in towards East Anglia. Again, not amounting to anything, but here and there might just be a little sprinkle of ice and sugar on the ground when you wake up tomorrow. Into tomorrow morning, maybe again snow flurries here in the northeast, coming through Lincolnshire in towards the East Midlands perhaps, and again perhaps down in towards the southeast for East Anglia, southeastern parts of England. Don't be alarmed, it won't be disrupted snowfall, famous last words, but it won't be, I don't think, disrupted snowfall, just flakes of snow in the wind, maybe enough to produce a little sprinkle of icy sugar here and there. Now we move through into Saturday, and everything starts to pull back towards the east coast at midnight on Saturday, and then into Saturday morning we begin to get this disturbance going in the North Sea. So there's rain coming onto the east coast, moving inland, and it is starting to turn more towards snow. And we go through into Saturday itself. This is lunchtime on Saturday when there's a quite wintry mix of rain and snow through northeast England, down into Lincolnshire, through the Midlands, in towards East Anglia, also in some central southern parts of England as well. That could be enough to produce a covering of snow over high ground such as Buxton. Don't again think it'll amount to too much at lower levels. Into Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, light wintry mix there, so a mix of rain, sleet, snow, and it will depend, I think, a lot on precipitation intensity. And into Sunday, that wintry mix continues. Still a suggestion mid-down sunny, but there's wintry showers here, particularly for parts of Wales and the Midlands as well. This is how the high-resolution Euro 4 model is seeing things in terms of this wintry weather. So this is for 6 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow, snow flurries through eastern Scotland, down into northeastern parts of England, snow showers perhaps there, and snow flurries coming down into Midlands, some central southern parts of England too. Midday, Friday again, snow flurries likely in the north and the east, and that continues into 6 o'clock in the evening tomorrow. Midnight, again, still some snow flurries through northern England, down into the Midlands, parts of southeastern England as well. And then by 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, perhaps something heavier in terms of precipitation coming in towards the eastern coast. Rain on the coast, but moving inland. And particularly, this is suggesting through the Midlands and down into some southeastern parts of England, maybe enough snow there for a bit of a covering, especially over higher ground. Through the course of Saturday morning, this is as far as we can go with Euro 4. At website Weather Online, we find that it's a wintry mix by then, Saturday lunchtime. Wintry mix of rain, sleet and snow, pushing westwards in a bitterly cold east to northeasterly wind. Finally, the WRF model. Again, this is another high resolution model. This is starting at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Snow flurries down the eastern coast. Moving through the morning, we find that those snow flurries don't really amount to too much, but they are there on the eastern side through the course of the day tomorrow. And then into the early hours of Saturday, you notice the blue colours moving out of the North Sea onto the east coast. That's heavier precipitation moving from the North Sea onto the east coast, turning to snow there, especially so over higher ground. And then into the morning on Saturday, we find again that there's a chance of some snow showers through northern England, down in towards the Midlands as well. So wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of a dusting of snow some places on Saturday morning. And then into the afternoon and the early hours of Sunday, we keep wintry showers going, really, particularly focused across the northeast England, down towards the Midlands, possibly something coming through East Anglia there as well. So it really is in the east that we've got the risk of some snow in terms of flurries for the next 24 hours. And then Saturday, something a bit heavier coming through from the North Sea. Problem with that is it's a bit of a wintry mix, so over on the east coast itself, probably rain. But coming inland, especially if you get some intensity with that precipitation, there is the risk on Saturday that we might get a bit of a covering of snow. And it's particularly, I think, through the Midlands, parts of Lincolnshire, up in towards northeast England, possibly southeast of Scotland as well. Again, away from the coast, because on the coast, I think it's likely to be rain. Even if you do get a bit of covering on Saturday, it's not going to be significant snowfall, but it will be there, and it could make things look quite pretty, depending on whether you can get that precipitation to be a little bit heavier through the course of Saturday. Right, that's it for Snow Watch for tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.